Hello, welcome again to Unveiling Truths. This is the second video, and it's about almost 2:15 in the morning. I'm pressing again as I was on the first two videos because I am really that determined to get God's truths out, and sometimes it's not always, you have to sometimes press, you have to really just kind of make it happen. And so I am pretty tired, as I was on my first two videos, pretty exhausted. I had a long day, but I'm off tomorrow, so I'll at least get a little rest this time. My first videos, I was up more than 20 hours and only got 3 hours of sleep before I had to get up and go to work the next day. Although I'm already retired from one job, an early retiree from one job, I do still work, and I do have another job, and I'll probably work the rest of my life because that's the kind of person I am. If there's someone I can help or, do things for others, that's something that will keep me up and active. But I would like to extend my thanks and my appreciation to those viewers who have viewed my videos so far. In all honesty, I really didn't think many people would even watch these videos because not many people gravitate to truth. A lot of people like just being sugar-coated, and they're good with that. A lot of people like just not knowing the truth. They figure if I don't know it, I can't be held accountable. It takes God and a strong person to gravitate to truth, because truth is kind of like walking in the complete opposite direction of the world. And whenever you walk in the opposite direction of a crowd, it's not going to be, a surprise if you bump into a few people along the way because you're going in the opposite direction or however. So that's kind of what I am. I'm kind of someone who would be considered like a black sheep amongst many white sheep, or a white sheep amongst many black sheep. I'm the opposite because that's how God's people are. They don't follow the world and do as the world does. So anyways, I just wanted to extend my appreciation to those viewers, those thumbs uppers and those subscribers. I appreciate it. I am going to be trying to get through as much as I can because these videos and these truths are really vitally important for everybody to know, because truth is just the truth. Last time we spoke, we talked about a little bit about the Torah scrolls. And then we also talked about a little bit about the 1560 Geneva Bible. That's important because that's the first translation in both Old and New Testament. Then we talked about the 1611 Holy Bible, and I wish I could have really shown you some text in this book. But we know that there are no J's in neither the Geneva nor the 1611 Holy Bible. And so, and we also talked about this 1769 re-revised King James Version Holy Bible. So and then we talked about a couple other books that I thought would be of interest towards what I'm trying to help you to understand. Now, where I originally wanted to get into the covenant with Abraham, because Abraham is the patriarch. He is the one that God established his perpetual or forever covenant with, and through his seed. So we need to know something about the patriarch. So I'm going to get into Abraham and the covenant, but first I want to get into the language charts. I recall in my youth when I would hear the wheat and tare shall grow together. Well, I've never been a farmer or grown up on a farm, so I didn't understand at all what tare meant. I had no idea what wheat was, because back then they sold Wheaties, and they might have a wheat image on the cereal box. But I had no idea what tare was. So by me speaking about photophonic Hebrew, and you don't understand that, I'm wanting to go over that now. I'm wanting to be as base and plain, and for you to get it. I don't want to speak about something and you're not understanding something that I'm speaking on. I want this to be as base and plain as I can possibly get it. So I'm going to be showing images, because people learn differently. Some people are visual, some are audio, some are hands-on. You know, we learn, we don't all learn the same. So I'm going to want to show some images so that you can view the different charts. So I'm going to hit the lights, and then we're going to go through the Hebrew, Greek, Latin, Arabic, and even Aramaic. We're going to kind of cover everything. Now, understand that when you're getting images off the internet, there's people putting out what they think is to be fact. So in some of the images I have, there may be some slight variations, but it'll be enough for you to kind of understand about the different languages out there, and so that you will stop following something or anything that is not accurate, that's not the truth, because anything other than the truth is a lie. And it's vitally important that we follow truth, because that is for our soul's sake, you know, and our souls are eternal. Our spirits will live on beyond this flesh. So we really want to get it straight, because we want to have every possible chance of being blessed in God's paradise as opposed to going to the other place. So it's really so much to talk about. I'm going to try to get through things and keep things at a minimum, because I don't want to get you too bored, but I want to get through so much, and it's so much we're going to learn. So I'm going to go over the charts right now, and once we get the charts out the way, then we'll go into Abraham and the covenant. So just bear with me a second, please. I'm going to cut the lights. Okay, here we have just an image, basically. This image here is basically to show you, this here is Middle Hebrew. This here is late Hebrew, and this here is modern Hebrew. The same here. Middle, late, and modern Hebrew. I just kind of like that, because it was kind of put on a stone, kind of reminded me of the Ten Commandments. But we're going to get into now the languages. This is what's called ancient photophonic Hebrew. Some people may consider it as being pictograph. Pictograph, because why? It's a picture. Okay, that's an ox head. The first one is an ox head, a picture to symbolize an ox. Now, we know that Hebrew reads from right to left. English reads from left to right. So we're just going to go down the charts and just give you a similarity of what these charts are saying. Let me see if I can get this image a little clearer. There, that's a little better. I'm wanting you to get as much of this as I possibly can. So we're going to, this is ancient photophonic or pictograph Hebrew. The first, this is Aleph, an ox head. It stands for ox, strength, leader. So ox, strength, and leader. Second, and I'm kind of moving this, so I'm trying to keep it steady. But then we have bet, okay, and this is the image. It's a pictograph or photophonic or photo image, and it stands for house and inn. Then we have camel, and it stands for foot, camel, pride. Then we have dalet, dalet, and this is this image, and it stands for tent door and pathway. Then we have hay, okay, and it is an image of a person, a head, little head with the little body and legs and the arms up. So that stands for lo, behold, and thee, or the. Okay. Then next we have valve. It looks like the symbol of a Y. Okay. And it stands for nail, peg, add, where am I at? Add, and the word and. Then we have Zion. Where's Zion? Right here, Zion. And this looks like a kind of uneven Z, or maybe a H, a sideway H, and it stands for plow, weapon, and cut off. Then we have chat. Well, these are kind of a little different, but you get the kind of idea that they're pictograph. Chat, tat, yod, quoth usually have a U in it. K-A-U-F, quoth is guttural, like you have to use kind of saliva in your throat to really pronounce it. Quoth, you know. And then you got lamed at the top. Then you got mem, none, and well, I'll just say, okay, shemek, if that's how you truly pronounce that. It's been a minute since I went over the charts like this. And this is, this is iron. Iron is similar to the picture of an eye, and it, stands for eye. And I'm trying to kind of just let you know these are pictures. You can look it up on the internet, and you can see where it pronounces the word, and it shows you the symbol it stands for and what the meaning is in the second and the third row. Then you got Sadeh, that's kind of guttural as well. Then you got Kuf, that's guttural. Then you got Reish, which is guttural. And then you got Shin. And then you have Tav. So this is what I meant by ancient photophonic Hebrew. They drew pictures. Also, Egyptians drew a lot of pictures as well in their font. So that's to help you to understand what I mean by photophonic Hebrew. Now this here, this is modern Hebrew. It reads from right to left, right to left, right to left. And the same words pretty much, Aleph, Bay, Gamel, Dalet, Hay, Bay, Zion, Chet, is that Tet? Tet. Okay, Tet, Yod, Kuf. When you both of these, excuse me, both of these are the similar Kuf sound. Lamed, Mem, you got two Mems here, two nuns, Shamek, Ayan. Now this is spelled differently. Pay, that's normally with a Y. Fay. And this is Sadeh. Okay, Sadeh, that's spelled a little differently, and there's another Sadeh. And then you got Kuf again, and the Kuf is spelled differently. Then you got the Reish, the guttural Reish sound. Like if somebody said to you, Anima bin Ivrit or Anima bin Kasat Ivrit, that's saying, I know a little Hebrew, I know Hebrew, or I know a little Hebrew. Or, so you're going to find guttural sounds in Hebrew. Then this is Shin, and this is Tav. And that's modern Hebrew. Now the first was ancient photophonic Hebrew. This is modern Hebrew. This is the Hebrew that most people get on the internet with. But if you were to find an ancient script, it would not be written in this. This is what the people that are occupying Israel today have created as a language to replace the original and the middle. And we're going to get into that. This here is Greek. If any of you have ever taken Greek, okay, this is reading from left to right. Left to right. These are the English letters, and these are the Greek letters, and they are symbols that match one another. Okay? Aleph and Omega are in the Bible. The Bible tells us that the Messiah or God is he calls himself Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. And I'm pretty sure some of you are familiar with that scripture. So we know that Greek does exist in the Bible. So this is another chart that you can review at your leisure. This here is Latin. Oh, and the reason I'm showing you these charts is because you will not find the letter J in them. So let's go back. I'm sorry, I'm rushing through this. Let's see. Okay. Well, we said the names, but there are no letter J's in any of these. And this is even modern. There are no J's. Let's see. We have here Y, T, C, H, Ch, Z, B, H, D, G, B, B, Aleph. I really should be going this way, but Aleph is silent. Then we'll go to Quf. That's a K or a KH sound. Then that's a KH. Then we have a L, a M, and these are N's, S, and then ion is silent. Then we come down to pay, that's a P or an F, and then we have an F, then we have a TS, kind of sound, it's kind of guttural, TS, then we have a Q, where am I at? Okay, Q, R, and then that's SH and S, and then a T. But you won't find a J in any Hebrew script at all, ever. Okay, and I'm sorry, I just went through that, and I'm leaving out the main thing that I really need for you to get, so that you'll stop walking in lies and deceits and place your eternal soul at risk of Revelation, where it speaks in the book of Revelation, saying that all liars shall have their part that burneth in the lake of fire and brimstone. I mean, if you like that much heat, then keep lying. You'll make it there. This is Greek, and we talked about the symbol sounds. There's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, no J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, no V, W, X, Y, Z. I'm wanting to sing this song as I sang it in kindergarten. Okay, so now here's Latin. Okay, Latin has an A, B, C, D, and I wish you could see this, but you need to look this up on the internet. E, and this is a B here, and that's a Z. HIKLMNOPQRSTU, and this is a KS kind of sound. So I don't even know that we have a X in English like that, but okay. Then let's see if we can move forward a little. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we have Aramaic. Now I don't know what Natavian is. Then we have Arabic. Now, one thing about Aramaic is very similar to Middle Hebrew. Very similar. Very, very similar. Oh, wow. I would have gotten these mistaken for one another. That's just how similar they are. And then, I'm not too familiar with this language at all. This isn't the language I was really trying to show you. But, and then here is Aramaic. I'm sorry, Arabic. You know, in Arabic, in ancient, that's what Arabic looks like. Okay, but this is their symbol. The first one is silent. It just has a little dot there, and that usually stands for silent. Then you have a B, and this is going across. These symbols going across. These are all silent. Then the next one's going across, stand for a B. Then we have a D, then an H, and what's the next one? A W. Where's the W? W, Z, H, and when you look this up on the internet, you'll see it. T, Y, K, L, M, N, S, and here's another little dot, silent. Then we have P, S, Q, R, and now this here is an S with a little sigh across the top, a little kind of like a, well, I don't know that we even have that in English. If we do, I'm not familiar with it. Then it has a T. And this is the symbols for each one of these going across. Okay. So, let's see. And this is the numbers that they stand for. Now, going across at the top, this is modern Hebrew. Modern. At the bottom is photophonic or pictograph Hebrew. Okay, going across. And underneath it tells you what they mean again. It tells you what each one of these stand for again here. And it's you know, we went over that. They do differ some in this one than with the others. That's why the only one that's kind of still the same is Aleph. Aleph, ox, strength, leader. But some of these others are slightly different. And this is what happens when people want to give you their version of something. It tends to get altered and changed. So it's a lot that we'll be discussing. But here, the reason why I'm showing you this one is because it gives you the number sequence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm sorry, yeah, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Then it goes to 100, 200, 300, 400. So their symbols also can, I guess, and I'm assuming, can be looked at as also, I'm going to come out of this. I want to show you this if I can get it open. Now, the reason why I like this, if I can get it open, is because it makes it a little more simpler to read. This is early or ancient, the first Hebrew script, photophonic, pictograph, early, okay? This is middle. Remember when we looked at that Aramaic and they had the same similar? And as a matter of fact, a lot of Aramaic symbols are very, very similar to the Middle Hebrew. This is late Hebrew, and this is modern Hebrew. So when you're looking at modern script, these two here, you're looking at what was devised from the people who dwell in Israel today. These are the people here whose language has been considered and called a dead language. Why? Because there's lots of truth that lie deep within these two languages. Also, I want to pull up something. I have other ones that I would have liked to have shown you too, but I want to kind of keep it moving. These are other, that was olive, and this is beige, and that's some of the other ones. But I want to look up something real quick. I want to show you something. I'm pretty sure some of you, and also this here, while I got it pulled up, this here is a King James Version of the Bible. You type in this little search bar, any word, any phrase, any sentence, it will give you every verse in the Bible. Now, for some reason, and I'm going to try this just for the sake of and see what happens. Sometimes when I try to put in Song of Solomon, I can't get some. Well, those are some of them I've looked up. Let me see. Is it songs? Okay, let's see if we can get it to come up. See, I can't get Songs of Solomon to come up. Or is it Song of Solomon? Okay. Okay, my bad. I was just spelling it wrong. Okay. I was trying to get this to come up because there's some things I'm going to want to show you in that. But right now, I want to go to this. I want to show you this because even when Moses and Charlton Heston, who played in the Book of Moses, I'm sorry, let me put this on image. Okay, Charlton Heston played Moses in the Ten Commandments. And I want to show you the script that he used in that movie. Let me see if I can find it again. Oh, there we go. Now this is Charlton Heston. You know what? I should have saved it. Let me save this so I can hopefully pull the picture up much bigger. We'll just set it. Let's set it here. Now let's see if we can come back and get it. Okay, hopefully we can get a big picture of it. There we go. All right, that'll work. Okay, what I'm wanting to show you about this is the font. Look at that. I mean, that is very similar to Middle Hebrew. Not late Hebrew, not modern Hebrew. That is Middle Hebrew. It is not picture, it's not photophonic. You know, you don't see the ox head, you don't see the wheel, you don't see that, but this is Middle Hebrew. This is Charlton Heston, who played Moses, and that is the Ten Commandments. By far is one of the biblical movies I look so forward to watching. Unfortunately, about that movie, it didn't stick with the scriptures. It had some things that weren't even put in that movie that should have been put in that movie, but it was the reason why they did not put it in that movie. We'll talk about that if I can remember. If I forget, then you someone can remind me if you're interested in knowing about it. But as you can see, that's not modern Hebrew. Most people that get on the internet today, they're talking about modern Hebrew, okay? But this is the Hebrew. I mean, this is what Charleston Heston was displaying. He was displaying middle Hebrew. He wasn't displaying early, but he most certainly was not displaying late or modern. So that's something that you want to keep in mind. Okay, so I wanted to just go over the languages with you. We went over Hebrew, Greek, Latin, even though you couldn't see those small ones. But just go on your internet, and it's there, and just kind of look over those languages so that you can see, and the ones generally that will give you what they mean in English, so that you will see that there are no J's in Hebrew, Greek, Latin, or ancient Arabic. There is a J in modern Arabic, but just not in ancient. So I just wanted to just give you that much, so that we could, so that you would understand what photochronic or pictograph, so that you can get an idea of what I meant by that. Because I remember, as I said, you know, I don't know if I mentioned it to you, but there was a time that when I was young, there were some things that they just told us, but they never was, they didn't give us enough information to really understand it. And so I was walking without a clear understanding of things. I had no idea what the wheat and tear meant. You know, if I saw wheat on a cereal box, then I understood better what wheat was, because I wasn't brought up on a farm. Well, tear, I had no idea what tear was. So I'm trying to make it where when I speak something, that you will get a clear understanding of what I'm speaking of. And if it's something that you would like to ask me, not to say that I'm going to always have all the answers, but we can always try to research. I mean, there's some things we're not going to know because it isn't for us to know. I mean, we won't know unless it's God's will for us to know that. But some things that we can seek out, why not? So anyways, that's it on the languages, and I thank you so much for watching. Now, I think we can go ahead forward and get into the subject of the patriarch Abram, or his name was later changed to Abraham, so that we can learn a little something about the patriarch and the covenant that was made between him and God, and how his seed is partaker of that covenant, whether they want to be or not. It's a done deal. So we're going to get into that. So I thank you so much for watching. God bless, and hopefully you'll continue to tune into the videos and tell others who are seeking truth, just truth seekers. Not everybody wants to know the truth. It can be kind of overwhelming for some people that just are carnal minded. If you're spiritual minded, you're drawn to the truth. But if you're carnal minded, if you're worldly, then truth is not something you're going to be interested in. And unfortunately, you're probably a lost soul, and that's unfortunate. So I'm hoping that more people will tune in so that the truth will be manifested, and we can start walking in God and no longer allowing Satan to have dominance or control of our lives. And we're going to learn about him. Oh my goodness, because he does hold some people captive at his will. But like Paul said, I'm a prisoner of the Messiah. I call him the Messiah now, as I spoke before. So am I. And I can tell you of some instances where God showed me that he is in control, and it's no use in resisting, because in the end, like Jonah, I'm still going to do what God has for me to do. So why spend 3 days and 3 nights in the whale's belly, and I'm still going to have to do it? So I'm trying to be wiser. I'm not trying to suffer, and I'm still going to have to do it. But I delight in the Lord. So God's work is not really work for me. It's a delight for me, because I draw to just the truth of the matter, and I really enjoy helping people, so it works for me. So anyways, I thank you for watching, and I'm hoping that you'll continue to view the videos and share them to those who want to grow and or however. So you be blessed, and I'll see you next time. Take care.